The Jets kick off their preseason tonight against the Eagles down in Philly. There's so many storylines going into this game. I had to get New York Post Jets reporter Brian Costello to join us for what I like to call a what to watch for tonight. Now, Brian, everyone is talking about Zach Wilson and the starting offense playing a series or two, depending on how they looked that first series. But what about this defense? They were ranked last in the NFL last season. So how much will the defensive starters play, and what do you need to see from them now that they're going up and playing against another team?
Yeah, I think it'll be about the same brand in a series or two for them, depending on how long the series is and what happens. Maybe Robert Saleh decides to send them out there for a second series if the first series doesn't go well or if it's short. I think you'll see them for a good chunk of the first quarter. There's not a ton you can get out of the preseason because obviously they're not going to be doing a lot of exotic blitzes or anything like that. They're not going to show anything that Baltimore could get for week one. But I think you want to see Carl Lawson back out there after a year away. I think you want to see Sauce Gardner, how he looks in his first NFL preseason game. Some of the other younger players, Jermaine Johnson. So I think you're kind of looking for individuals, not so much how the entire defense performs in this game.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm a former wide receiver, but my eyes are on Sauce Gardner tonight for sure. So let's get into this Mekhi Becton situation. Obviously, tackle Dwayne Brown signed with the team yesterday. Now, he's probably not going to play tonight, but is that tackle spot open for competition? Like, could someone have a strong night and possibly compete with Brown for that starter spot?
No, I don't think so, Brandon. They signed Dwayne Brown for a reason. Yeah, he won't play tonight. I don't think he's even been officially signed yet. I don't think the Jets have announced it as of when we're talking on Friday afternoon. And he'll have to come in and have a ramp-up period. He hasn't been in training camp at all, so it'll take a little bit while before I think you see Dwayne Brown in game action. But the job is his. They went out and signed him for a reason. I think initially they were looking at him to be the backup for Fenton Becton. Then that changed Monday when Becton went down. And I think Dwayne Brown is obviously now going to be the starter, and they went out and signed him because they didn't trust what they had in the building.
All right, let's move on and talk about my favorite part of the preseason. Let's talk about the bubble guys. I was a former bubble guy myself. So who are some of the bubble guys on the Jets team that need to have themselves a great night tonight?
Yeah, I mean, look, Brendan, you know how it is. Everyone that's in the game after the first quarter tonight is basically a bubble guy, right? No one's really guaranteed jobs except for maybe Joe Flacco and a few other guys that are going to get in the game, rookies, draft picks. But the guys that I'm kind of focused on that are bubble guys is the 2020 draft class. That's Joe Douglas's first draft class. Obviously, Becton is out, but Denzel Mims, right? What can he do? What can he show? Can he show that he deserves a spot on this team? Can he show that another team should trade for him? Jabari Zuniga, Ashton Davis, third-round picks. Can they prove they belong? Because I think they're on the bubble. LaMichael Pirine, fourth-round pick running back. They just drafted Breece Hall. They drafted Michael Carter last year. That running back room's getting crowded, Brandon. I don't know if Pirine can stick. So to me, that 2020 draft class, that's an interesting group of guys to watch in this preseason and whether they can prove that they deserve roster spots.
Brian, I know you got to head on 95 South to get to Philly, so thanks for taking the time and joining us.
Thanks for having me, Brandon.